Hey, I'm Fabi Paolini, brand strategist and web designer. How are you? Let me just go in here and share this video with everybody just to make sure that everybody's watching me on all my platforms and places. So how are you? Please say hi as you show up. I just want to make sure that you're here, you're listening, you're watching me with my crazy Monday face. And that everything's going great for you. So how was your weekend? I hope it was really wonderful. For me, it was absolutely perfect. Really, got a chance to rest, to hang out with my family, to just relax a little bit and disconnect from my work. Actually, I really literally disconnect from work on weekends. So I do not sign on I sign out of Facebook, I sign out of my email. I go out of my way to really disconnect and just make sure that I am not, distracted by work or anything like that on the weekend. So big thing for me. Anyway, so I wanted to come by here today and talk about the different ways that the different things that you can do to establish yourself as an authority in your field, right? So for me to be able to share this, I want to tell you how I did it. How I've been able to establish myself as an authority in branding. And for me to be able to do that, I have to tell you a little bit of what my story is and how I got to where I am and kind of the things, the behind the scenes stuff that happened for me to make it to where I am today. So, I started my business a while ago. I've shared this story a million times, but I'm sharing it one more time. I started my business a few years ago in Venezuela, which is where I'm originally from. And I was successful there. I had a really referral-based business. Everything was referrals. Everything was just people coming into different methods. Oh, this is tangled. Anyways, different methods. And that was it. I didn't have to do anything in order to get more clients or anything like that because it was all word of mouth. Beginning of 2016, my husband and I decided to move to the US, live in the US, and I had to really basically relaunch my business here. Now, because my business was made completely word of mouth locally, it kind of screwed me over a little bit in the sense that I moved, I relocated, and I had zero anything, right? So I didn't have any clients, I didn't have any referrals, I didn't have any leads, I didn't have anything because my country has currency control. People don't have really access to dollars. It's a little bit difficult. So it meant that all the clients, all the referrals, all that network that I had worked on building so much over the years was gone. So it meant also that, it also meant that I had to figure out how the heck I was going to be able to establish myself as an authority in the U.S., not in the U.S., but online. I didn't want to go through this once again. I didn't want to kind of be in this place where I'm like, okay, I just moved. I have to figure this out. I have to relaunch my business. I have to start over. What am I going to do? I did not want to go through that. So I was like, okay, I need to build my business online. And I need to be able to establish my authority online and just basically bring it on. So this is what happened. I've been working for the past year and a half on making it happen on my own and building my authority. And I want to share with you, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have notes on my phone. 5 tips and 5 things that you can do in order to become an authority in your niche. So start taking notes. We're going to get into really good content here. Okay, thing number 1 is to actually become an authority in your niche. Okay, so what do I mean with this? I mean, prepare yourself as much as you possibly can. So beginning of last year, when I decided I need to build myself as this branding expert and be known as this incredible brand strategist, I said, okay, in order for me to be able to do that, I need to just make sure that I become that person first. So I had an MBA, I had a ton of experience in branding, I had been working, hey, please say hello as you come on. I want to see that you're here. So I had a ton of experience. I had all these wonderful things going on for me. Great. But I knew that if I really wanted to take it up a notch, I really wanted to be seen as an expert in branding, I needed to up my game. So I started studying as much as I could in branding. I did courses in branding. Even though I knew a lot of it, of course, I had done an MBA. I'd been doing this for years, all this stuff. There's never too much that you can know in your field. So I started preparing myself, not only in branding, but in online business in general. Really studying from the greatest people out there. And I'm going to do a post soon, or talk soon about who those really amazing coaches and people that I've worked with and people that I've learned from are. But I started doing everything in my power to really learn and take it up a notch, right? To really make sure that I was putting myself out there, that I was learning as much as possible so that I could bring all that incredible value to every single one of my clients. And by the way, this is something that I still do today. So I literally, like 3 weeks ago, just invested a ton of money in coaching, and I had a coaching call on Thursday, and today a lot of the things that my coach taught me, Sean, by the way, he might pop up at some point, I taught a client today. Like, I actually got on the phone with a client and I told her, listen, this is this and that I learned from this client, right? So by the way, if you guys feel, like this is a great content that your people could benefit from, please share this with whoever, on your timeline or on your groups. It would be amazing for them to learn about the things that they can do about how to establish themselves as a niche, as an authority in their niche. Anyways, so step number one, I'm talking about the first thing that you can do in order to establish yourself as an authority is to actually become an authority, right? So what I mean in this sense is study as much as you possibly can, prepare yourself as much as you possibly can, and start teaching your clients exactly that as well. So I was talking about how last week I had a coaching call with my coach, and the things that I learned from him, I was teaching one of my clients today. So obviously not in complete detail, but what I mean with this is you always have to be developing yourself. You always have to be pushing yourself to become bigger in your field. I mean, if you want to be seen as an authority in your field, you have to first become that authority. And becoming that authority isn't something that's going to happen like that automatically. It's something that you have to work on and continuously build upon those skills. Now, I'm reading Brendon Burchard's book. I wish I had it here, but I have it on my nightstand, High Performance Habits. Amazing book. Go buy it, by the way. And he talks about developing those skills and how important that is. So obviously, yes, of course, Kevin, you need to make media matter. Of course. So, it's so important developing the skills and working on all the different things that are going to continuously establish you as an authority. And obviously, you want to always push yourself to the next level. So it's never gonna, so okay, I'll give it to you with this example. I did an MBA. I could have said, done, I have an MBA, that's it. Officially in when you fill out forms, when people ask you for demographics, I'm at the highest freaking level, graduate level, done, right? I could have said, that's it. But no, I did 15 online courses last year. I did 3 coaching programs, and I'm still doing things constantly, continuously. I'm doing a program on LinkedIn marketing right now, and another one on Instagram. And part of it is to see what works for me, but part of it is to see what I can take from that and apply it to my clients as well. So it's about always pushing yourself, always looking at what you can do to improve and to become the actual authority. So the second thing is, first thing, become the authority. Second thing is create content that establishes you as an authority. So, you want to just make sure that you're putting yourself out there as an authority. So you go to my website right now, FabiPaolini.com, by the way, and you're going to see that I have a blog full of, I don't even know how many posts, like 50 posts or something like that. I try to write about once a week about branding, about marketing, about online business. So I'm constantly creating content. This video that I'm sharing right now, everything that I'm doing is about how to brand yourself and how to create your business around, this incredible brand that attracts. That's what I do, right? So every piece of content that you see me put out there is going to continuously build me as a brand strategist. Now, this might seem very obvious to you, but I have found that it's surprising how much people lack doing this, right? So a lot of times I found clients that are really experts in mindset, and they're not sharing anything about mindset. They're not doing video. They're not, creating a blog around this. And a lot of times people think, well, blog, it's like, really, does that? So here's what I have to say about blogging or any other marketing strategy out there. You have to do the ones that work for you. So for me, I love writing. I love it. I'm really good at it. I enjoy it. It's, I take my Fridays and I make them, the content creation day. So I sit down on Fridays. I look at, I write my blog posts. From those blog posts, I create little posts that I'm going to share on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm not really good at Instagram lately, but I'm going to get there because I'm doing that course. I start sharing them in other places. I create emails for my list from those blog posts. So I love blogging, but if you don't love blogging, you don't have to do blogging. You have to do whatever is aligned with who you are and whatever works with you as a business, right? So what I mean with establishing yourself as an authority is just making sure that you're creating content that you love creating, whether it's through video, whether it's through images, through blog posts, through podcasts, interviews, whatever it is that works for you, but you have to show yourself like as an authority, right? You can't be hidden and have all these certifications, all these studies, courses, and things you've done and not show yourself to the world and expect people to see you as an authority in what you do. It's not going to work. No. Forget it. It's not going to work. That's not how it works. So if you want to be seen as an authority, tip number 2 is start creating content that establishes you as an authority. So the third thing, kind of connected to that, is making sure that you're highly visible. So if you want to be seen as an authority, it's not enough to become the authority. It's not enough to create real content that establishes you as an authority, but you have to actually put yourself out there. Now, I've been working on this continuously in my business. I'm doing these videos now. I really want to get more and more into sharing these videos and sharing this content with you because I understand that if I want to be seen as an authority in branding, I need to be out there and have people see me and what I actually do, right? So that I can share that content. So again, visibility is about a couple of really great things. One of them is, I would say, finding something that works for you. And I talked about that in that second tip that I mentioned before. Finding something that works for you, right? So whether it's interviews, podcasts, blogs, guest posts, webinars, whatever it is, stick to that. And then secondly, it's about being consistent. I think that's probably one of the most important things in business success in the world. Like, there's no way you're going to be successful if you're not consistent with sharing, with creating. So I would say that you have to create a really great structure for that to happen. And actually, now that I'm here, I'm gonna share this with you guys. I'm gonna share it in the comments right here. I'm starting a challenge on the 1st of December. That's going to be called 12 Days of Action. It's a free challenge about getting you into action so that you can make sure that you're consistently working. Now, this is a completely free challenge. I'm not going to be selling anything at the end of it. It's something that I'm doing because I see people getting stuck so much in not taking action, on not being consistent, and how important is it for businesses to be consistent. Now, look, I want you to look at anyone that you admire out there that is making it in business. It doesn't matter if it's huge or small, whoever it is or whomever they are, anyways, they're consistent. You always see them out there. And you don't always see them out there because they're always out there necessarily, but because they're really smart about repurposing content and about creating things that are putting them out there all the time. So what I mean with this is you really want to make sure that you're consistently showing up in frequency, in style, in the type of content that you're creating. Otherwise, it's so difficult to be seen as an expert, right? So, okay, let's go again. 3 steps so far. We're gonna say 5. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say 5 tips that you can use for establishing yourself as an authority. Tip number 1 is actually becoming the authority. Tip number 2 is creating content that establishes you as an authority. And tip number 3 is being highly visible. 4th tip to becoming an authority in your niche is making sure that you have a brand that establishes you as this credible source. So what happens a lot, or what tends to happen a lot, is people doing these really great things, and then you go to their website and it's really crappy looking, completely DIY, completely not establishing you as an authority. Now, this is okay if you're just starting out, maybe, and I have a whole thing about why it's not technically okay that you start out that way. But let's say that you did. Let's say that you started with something really simple. Okay, that's fine. But if you really want to establish yourself as an authority and not just be one more business, one more You want to be one more? Okay, do the DIY way. Go that way. But if you want to be an authority, top earner, high performer, making it big, you want to have people like leads every day coming on your inbox, people wanting to work with you, you being able to charge 10, 20, 15, 25, 50, whatever $1,000, you have to look like a premium brand. I mean, there's no way around this. There's no way to kind of, well, maybe there's no way around this. I'm sorry, but there's not. I mean, if you want to build your credibility, you have to look like authority. You have to look amazing. You don't go to Marie Forleo's site and see some crappy thing that she did on like Squarespace on some like pre-made template, right? No, of course not. And the reason why it's not is because she's an authority. So if you want to establish yourself as an authority, you better you better start looking like an authority too. You better have a brand that is like, what? This is amazing. There's no way around this. There is no way around this. There's a long way around this. You can take the slow route and be like, no, I'm just doing some random landing page and that's it, and I'm going to be a millionaire through that. Good luck. It's going to take you decades to get there. Or you could take the easy route and build a brand that attracts, build a brand that reflects your quality, that shows that you're an expert, that builds that expertise, that builds you as a business. So that's what I would suggest. So final tip for establishing yourself as an authority in your niche is connecting with industry greats and offering your support. So this is something that I'm doing right now. And, I'm starting with this, but I feel like it's a really, really smart way to really get out there and really connect with people on a different level. So basically, this is about just offering your services, literally going out there and offering your services for other people. Now, what I have started to do is I've started talking on to masterminds, So, either through clients of mine or people that are doing really great, I just go out and I'm offering like, hey, by the way, if you ever need an expert in branding or brand strategies to come to your mastermind and talk about how important it is to build your brand, I'm there for you. I can totally do it. I'm doing it for free, of course, right? So what happens is these people that are industry greats, they're having somebody, they're creating value and a ton of content without them having to do anything, because I'm here going for them and talking right at their mastermind or group program or whatever. They don't have to do anything. And at the same time, this person that people have already invested in, so they already trust them as an authority, is recommending me as a brand strategist, right? So this same strategy is something I've used a few times already, and I'm going to be on Jen Scalia, for example. She's an amazing visibility coach. I'm going to be her branding expert in her new membership program. So really amazing, really great, and it's such a smart way to establish yourself as an authority. Now, you might think like, oh, no, but I should be paid for that stuff. But you have to start building your brand out. You have to start building out that reputation and that credibility. And a really great way to do that is by just connecting. Can you hear my daughter screaming downstairs and playing with my husband? I don't know if you can, but anyways, I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so it's a really great way to connect with your audience. It's a really great way to establish yourself as an authority. So I highly recommend you start connecting with people. I really took a long time to do this. Can you hear her, Emlyn? I don't know if you can, but anyways, they're really loud, but you should be able to hear them. Anyway, so it took me a while to do this. It took me a little time to kind of understand how important it was to get across and connect with other people, how big it was to just, get in their radar. Oh, good. I'm glad you can. Anyways, get on the radar. And what I have noticed is that it has already brought me a ton of opportunities. I'm going to be speaking at a summit next year. I'm speaking, like I said, for Jen Scalia, which is like this huge 7-figure coach, like making a ton of money. And I'm speaking at her mastermind. And just like that, it's like you're slowly building out your authority in your niche and getting people to know and look at you and see you and be like, oh, wow, this is an expert in her field. Like, this is the branding coach to hire, right? So again, let me kind of recap the 5 tips. Tip number 1, let me look, is you have to actually become the authority, right? So this means you have to go out there, study, prepare yourself, get, as much education as you possibly can in building your brand or sorry, I'm building your brand. Obviously, here I am selling and establishing your authority. Second thing is creating content that builds your credibility and that pushes you forward, whether it's a blog, Facebook post, Pinterest, wherever it is. Thanks, Emily. I'm super excited too. Wherever it is, you want to just make sure that you're creating content that is establishing you as a credible source. The third thing is being super visible. So for that, again, I'm going to go back and share it. I'm creating a challenge which is called the 12 Days of Action Free Challenge, and it's all about how to get into momentum and how to organize your schedule so that you don't go crazy in terms of creating content and being visible. What do I have to do? There's so many things. How do I organize my life without going crazy in the process, marketing my business, working for my clients or products or services or whatever it is that you do? So that's why I created that challenge. Just make sure to check that out in the links. So yeah, making sure that you're visible and that people actually see you. Fourth thing is having a brand that establishes and builds your credibility so that you visually look like an authority. And the final thing is connecting with industry greats or with other coaches that obviously don't compete with what you're doing, and just making it happen, right? And start offering your services, start giving them support, and just making sure that you're really getting on the radar so that you're building yourself as an authority in your field as well. So that's it. Those are the 5 tips. I hope you love them, and please sign up for the challenge. Thank you, Emily. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm really excited about the challenge because it really is going to be powerful. And I've thought about charging for it, but I know I really just decided to do it for free, and I'm not even selling anything at the end of it. And I know that maybe I probably should, but I'm not, because I really want you guys to get a lot of value from it and just really get into action. That's the whole point behind it. One thing that I have noticed is that I'm like a ninja for taking action. I'm really, really good at it. So I just want to make sure that I can give you the tips for that to happen as well, because I know that it can be so overwhelming doing so many things in our businesses at the same time. So, you know, I just really wanted to go out and be like, you know what? I'm just making this happen. Sharing this information about how to organize your life, literally start crossing off to-dos. And I wish I could show you, because I have a board here with my to-dos. Well, you can see here, but this is Friday. That's Friday. So it's not here yet. But anyways, I crossed off the to-dos for today and everything. And that's what I want you guys to be doing as well, because it feels so good. But mostly it feels good because it means that you're moving forward. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing that challenge. Anyways, I'm going to turn all of this information into a blog post as well. And I'll be sharing that I'll be sharing that with you guys probably on Friday. So you can read it out there and we'll make it happen. Anyways, I will see you guys soon. I hope that this helped. If it did, please share it with your people. I know that they will probably love it as well. Mwah! Bye.